various concerns about the mutation of the virus getting more lethal, killing more people, and this is correct. This is where the danger is. My concerns chiefly are around what's happening with bacteria. Now, bacteria naturally transfer genes, and they do it to eat. What they do is they insert a gene into another organism to sort of program it to produce a protein which it then eats on. You know, it's how they feed, it's how they breed, it's how they grow. So it's happening all the time. In fact, over the course of thousands of years, they've mutated pretty much everything. Like 12% of most organisms have a new genetic code because of bacteria. So it does happen naturally. Now, what my concern is that it's now also happening unnaturally. We're promoting it, and we're actually doing these experiments scientifically, inserting new genes into new organisms. Now, genetically modified organisms. The testing I want is put the swine flu and bacteria, like common soil bacteria, the bacteria that's in our mouths, in our bodies, and a genetically modified organism, put them all together and see what happens to the bacteria. We can measure the bacteria and see whether or not it is increasing its attempts at gene transfer. I'm assuming it does, and to me it's absolutely logical. To me, if I'll give you a little bit of a history on bacteria. We've looked at bacteria scientifically, and we've characterized it. We know what 9,000 bacteria do. So our knowledge is about 9,000 different types of bacteria and how they interact and what they're about. The estimates are that there's 10 billion different types of bacteria. So some of our knowledge isn't that big, but we've got an idea about what bacteria do. But the level of competition in the microorganisms world is huge. It's not as if like a human is competing with another human for a resource. A bacteria that gets its food from this way is competing with 10 billion different types of bacteria. One teaspoon of this soil contains like 1 million bacteria. It's in our air, it's in our water. Bacteria, like, it rules. There's more bacteria than anything else on the planet. What goes on there is like critical. We need bacteria to live. It feeds us, it digests our food. We're riddled with bacteria. And quite frankly, we don't know what it's doing. We're eating genetically modified food. We're taking antibiotics. Now, I'm bringing back antibiotics to the discussion because, well, we use antibiotics to do our genetic modifications. What we do is we anesthetize these organisms. It lowers the species barrier and increases gene transfer or mutation 10,000 times. It's 10,000 times more likely to work if we've got an antibiotic on the job. Now, we're concerned about mutating viruses, and we know that antibiotics increases mutations 10,000 times. There's yet to be an antibiotic banned from human use. So those same antibiotics that we're using increases our chances of mutating this disease. Now, I know that an antibiotic will take out most bacteria, alright, which is, it's good and bad, you know, because we've got good and bad bacteria. But the opportunity that the bacteria needs to transfer a gene, it only takes that little second in there. So the bacteria will also have an attempt at doing this from heat shock. It'll do it because there's heavy metals around the place. There's conditions that bacteria like. So to be in a state of shock from an antibiotic, in some cases, well, we're going to have a mutation from it. Our our actions are increasing our risks of this pandemic, of more people dying. So the testing I want is for this electron spectrometer to have soil bacteria in our mouths for a start. A GMO, if we haven't brushed our teeth and it sits in our mouth, survives in our saliva for an hour. You know, we're sneezing, we're coughing, the virus is right there with us, in our mouths, with this GMO, and nobody's tested it. It's entirely logical to me that bacteria will increase its attempt at inserting genes given GMO's presence.